guys, it's Fantayzia, and today we are going to be talking about what you guys want in The Sims 4. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting to do this. I did a video recently asking you guys to leave me comments of 3 things that you want in The Sims 4. So if you guys go back to that video and read the comments, I definitely recommend it because I couldn't include all of them, of course. There was an overwhelming amount of comments, you guys, and I literally have tried to film this video like 2 times. This is my 3rd attempt, okay? I literally keep trying to do it and I just have to keep starting over because I'm like, oh my god, this video is going to be like over an hour long because I just took screenshots of way too many comments because there's just so many I want to include. So I have to keep like narrowing it down and I want to include all of them. So definitely go and read the comments, you guys, and look at all the amazing ideas because there's so many good ones. So we're just going to jump right on into this. So the first one comes from Sydney and she says preteens, middle schoolers, different cultures / ethnic items, mental and physical disabilities. So I would love all of these. I can't spend too much time on each comment even though I want to because I did that the first time around and I was talking about each comment for way too long, like 5 minutes, because there's just so much I want to say and The Sims obviously just really interests me and thinking about the possibilities and everything. So you guys know I've been wanting preteens for like the longest time and I really hope that can be a thing one day. Do I think they're coming? Not really, but it would be amazing. Different cultures / ethnic items. Now, I do want this as well. I feel like we got quite a bit in city living, but I feel like there needs to be more included in more packs. I don't know if that's just me. I have seen people say this as well, so I know it's not just me, I guess, but I feel like a lot of us can agree on that when you think about it. I feel like there definitely needs to be more. And then mental and physical disabilities. So this was suggested a lot. So I want to let you guys know that I saw this a lot in the comments, and of course I couldn't screenshot all of them because I wanted to pick like different comments that said different things. So that's something that's actually very suggested, and I really hope we get it one day. Like I know they have said, I think like they don't want to offend people and things like that, and it's just like a tricky thing to do in a pack. However, I feel like it's The Sims and I feel like there is a way to do it without offending people. Like they've done a lot of things in The Sims without offending people, you know? So I think it would just be a really important thing to include. Next comment comes from Farah and they said cars, amusement parks, and horses. So cars are a must for me. Oh my gosh, you guys, I know it's closed world, but I've done a video with my ideas about cars and I have so many ideas. They don't just have to be something that you get in and drive off the road and disappear. Like it can be more than that. And also I think a lot of us don't realize, unless you played The Sims 2, them just getting in the car and driving off, it can make a big difference in just the way you see the game. I know it sounds stupid, but trust me, it like being able to buy a car for your sim, being able, you know, your child is about to age up to a teen and the parents want to surprise them with a car, their very first car. They can buy that for their birthday gift and then it's sitting in the driveway. You know, your sim went and bought their very first car. It gets to sit there in the driveway. They're so proud of it. I want to be able to go get gas for the car. I want the car to be able to get low on gas. I want you to be able to have the fixer-upper car where you have to, like, you know, you buy a really messed up car and you have to fix it. You got to put new tires on it. You got to put just new everything. You got to paint it, everything like that. I want to be able to do that. I want it to be a new woohoo spot. I want, if your sim's stressed out and they want to be alone, just get in the car, play some tunes and just jam out and it like fixes their mood. I want to be able to have the teens go get their driver's license. They have to learn to drive. The parents being able to get in the car with them and drive up and down the driveway, or not up and down the driveway, up and down the street to kind of like, you know, help them out. They can practice driving just around the street. I think like so many things you can do with cars, you guys. It's okay that it's closed worlds. Cars could be amazing. Amusement parks is something that I also have really wanted. It wasn't in my top 3, but I mean, I want a lot of things in The Sims 4, so I had to narrow it down, which is very difficult. But amusement park has been actually one of my dream packs for a very long time. I actually mentioned it to a sim guru at EA Play, which is very unlike me because I'm super shy and usually I won't like come out and say something that I want, but we were talking about things we want and I mentioned it and I just really want it. Like that was the first thing that came to my head when I thought of like a pack that I'd want in The Sims 4. So I would love to see that. And of course horses. Yes, we need horses. Next one comes from Katie and she says push chairs for the toddlers to carry babies around and for them to be able to do things and for teenagers to get pregnant. So push chairs for the toddlers I've actually never thought of. And that kind of makes me think, I wish toddlers had more stuff. I love toddlers in The Sims 4. I think they're the best toddlers. However, I feel like with each pack we should get like something new for toddlers, because I just feel like there's so many more things for them to do in real life, and like we don't even have strollers, you know. I think pushchairs would be so cool, and then of course to carry babies around. Yes, better babies. That was literally in almost every single comment, you guys. So yeah, that's like 90%, 98% of the community wants this. Like, oh my god, a lot of people. And for teenagers to get pregnant, that's something I've always wanted to, but I've kind of just learned to accept that it's not going to happen unless we have mods, because it's always been that way since literally since The Sims 2. I always needed mods to do it, and I get it because the game has a teen rating, and supposedly you can't put teen pregnancy in a teen rated game. So I understand like there is some certain things they're just restricted to because of the teen rating, which sucks, but I understand. So next one comes, your name is confusing. We're just going to say damn. So they said unpopular opinion, vacations like The Sims 3 and bans. So your comment actually got quite a few thumbs up. So I don't think it's an unpopular opinion. I think people want this. Vacations like The Sims 3 would be so cool. My ultimate thing would be vacations like The Sims 2. However, I need like a different feel for vacations. I don't know, the Sims 4 vacations are not doing it for me. They don't feel like a vacation, and they're kind of not. Like Jungle Adventure, it's like an adventure. You're like working the whole time. Or not working, but like your Sims are exhausted. Like so much is going on. It's not a relaxing time. So I would love that. And then bands, that is something I'm seeing requested more and more and more and more and more. And I started thinking, because I would never really care about bands, but then the other day I was like, in The Sims 3 late night you could have a band, and I loved that. But I kind of I overlook it all the time, like I just forget about it. However, that was really fun, so I actually wouldn't mind that. That would be super cool to have. Next one comes from Helena, and she said, I just really want better babies. I want meaningful gameplay. I want generations. I feel you, girl. I feel you on that, and a lot of us feel you, trust me. A lot of us want that so bad, so bad. Next one comes from Gucci, and they said a full generations pack, hotels / resorts, better babies. You guys are seeing a trend here. A lot of people are saying better babies. Of course I was trying to not screenshot too many comments that say better babies, but it was impossible because almost every single comment say better babies, and then they would also include other things in their comment that I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you guys see a lot of better babies, that was not intentional. It's just almost everyone wants it, which I totally understand why. Like, oh my god, I would literally die to have that. So generations pack, that's another thing that I feel like everyone's saying. We all want generations so bad. And then the hotel / resorts, yes, that was in my top list, which was surprising, but that's what I want. Like hotel / resorts, I want that so badly. We need another like just vacation element. Like we just need that so badly. So next one comes from Scarlett, and they said, I think preteens, shopping malls, and generations, because I think it would bring more fun and life into the game, but overall more exciting. By the way, I love you so much. I love you so much too. And okay, so we talked about preteens, we talked about generations, and shopping malls. Yes. I think they need more shopping elements in The Sims 4, and I feel like they're done with it after Get to Work. We also got restaurants, so that's not really shopping. You're just going to dine. But still, like the shopping experience was done in Get to Work, which is a very old expansion pack. And I feel like we need more shopping incorporated into a pack. And like, of course, we don't want too many packs that give us things that we've already seen. Of course, like a lot of people are saying that with eco lifestyle, but I just find it interesting that they've given us so much eco things in packs, and like they still continue to do it, and they're making a whole expansion pack on it. But when it comes to things like grocery stores, shopping malls, things people ask for all the time, they don't give it to us. And I feel like it's because they gave us the whole shopping thing and Get to Work, and I don't understand that. That is something I want to say. I feel like I haven't really talked about that very much, but it's been on my mind. It's just interesting to me how they won't give us other packs that include, other things we've been asking for, but they'll include like eco things in multiple different packs, and a lot of people are upset about it. So that's a really interesting kind of topic to think about. Really weird, but yeah, I would love to see shopping malls, they need to function properly. You can make a mall, you can be creative, but it doesn't work like a mall. It's lame. There's not enough Sims. Like I want to see a lot. It's like filled with Sims. Like you go there and it's like programmed to just accumulate all these Sims. Like you can do that with programming, have more Sims spawn on that lot, even fake Sims. I know that seems weird, but in city living, there's fake Sims walking around, and as long as it's from a distance, it looks okay, and it makes it look lively. It makes it look like a city, and I feel like the same type of thing would be perfect for a mall. I don't know about you guys, but where I live, the mall is always packed. No matter what time of day it is, it does not matter. It can be 9 a.m., the mall's packed. Like, I don't know. I'm just like, what? How is the mall packed at all times? Like, what is happening? But yeah, so that would be super duper cool. Next one comes from Becca, and she says, babies, fixed family trees, have a biological and adoptive mom, 2 moms, and a bio mom/dad, and private schools. So babies we've talked about, and then fixed family trees. I agree. I think it'd be really cool if we could have biological and adoptive moms. How cool! That would be so cool. Like, I'm just thinking about it, and I'm like, yes, give me that. And then private schools. This would be the perfect thing, in my opinion, to put in a generations pack. I think it would fit perfectly. So fingers crossed if we get a generations pack, which seems unlikely. Literally cries inside, but fingers crossed if we get that type of pack that we get private schools, because I miss those. Next thing comes from Small Bean, and they said, my personal list: generations, updated babies, and more hobbies. So the first 2 things we have went over. Everyone wants it, you guys. Last thing is more hobbies, and they said especially for kids, and I completely agree. So let's talk about this for a second. Again, I don't want to spend too long on each comment because there is a lot here, but we're getting the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack, which I'm very excited for. I will say, I'm actually excited for that pack. We haven't even seen a trailer yet, and I'm already excited, which usually is a good sign for me. That usually means if I'm excited for a pack when we haven't seen anything yet, that usually means I'm going to enjoy it. We don't know yet because I haven't seen anything, but I like the idea of it. It's cute. I like the whole, like, how you can make things and then sell them. The clothes look adorable. The rocking chairs, it just seems such a cute stuff pack. And I don't know, I like it. I really like the whole theme of it. However, I think what would be even more cool is to get a free time expansion pack. If they can make an eco lifestyle expansion pack, they can make a free time expansion pack. If you guys don't know what that is, there was the Sims 2 free time. That's why I'm saying free time. Like, it doesn't need to be called that. It can just be called the Sims 4 hobbies, whatever. But in the Sims 2, we had an expansion pack that was filled with hobbies, and it was called free time. It was so good. It's a lot of people's favorite expansion pack in the Sims 2, and I feel like if they can make a whole expansion pack just based off eco, they can absolutely make a whole expansion pack based off hobbies. There is so many hobbies they can include that we don't have yet, and just I would love that. So that would be amazing. Next thing comes from, it's the Cheese Sis. So they said the top 3 things I would die for in The Sims 4 are being able to have an amusement park pack where you could maybe travel to an amusement park for the day or stay for a few days in a hotel or on the park or a different lot. My second thing I want is better babies. The third thing I want is being able to give your Sims deep backstories that could affect the way your Sim lives. Say your high school sweetheart cheated on you and now you have trust issues, and those are it. I hope you read it. Okay, the last part got me, you guys. That pulled me in. Oh my gosh. So amusement parks, we talked about, definitely want that. Better babies, talked about, we all want it. And the last thing, you guys, this was such an amazing idea, because when I read, like, give your Sims very deep backstories, I didn't exactly know in what way they were meaning that, because there's a lot of different ways you could give your Sims deep backstories. But when they gave your example, or their example, and they said your high school sweetheart cheated on you and now you have trust issues, my mind went wild. I'm so dramatic, but I was like, oh my god, what if they can get a temporary trait that says trust issues after they're cheated on, and it could potentially last their whole life? Or maybe they find love again and then it slowly disappears. Maybe it's like a trait that has a bar on it, like a green bar filled up, or maybe a red bar. Maybe that's a little more fitting. Maybe that's a little more fitting. Oh my god. And then say they find love again and they start to gain trust for this person, and then the red bar starts to slowly go down and turn green until it's all the way down, and then the trust issues trait goes away. I don't know why I thought of that, but I want it. I hate when I think of things like that, because then it's like a new thing I've thought of that I'm like, oh, that's not in The Sims 4. Lame. And then I'm just like wishing for it. We've never seen that in the Sims game, and I think it would be so cool, you guys. Oh my god, if you like that idea, tweet the gurus. Oh, do it. Next one comes from Harabella, and they said, going to school with your Sims, go to prom, classes, clubs, have crushes since teenagers are not as interesting as young adults. Okay, so Going to school with our Sims, yes, absolutely. I would love that. We actually had like a quiz recently that we got to do, or like a survey, and one of the options was like going to school with them. So that would be so cool if we got that in the future. And then going to prom. Oh my gosh, I've talked about that so much. Okay, if we get generations, we best be getting prom, graduation from high school, baby showers, bridal showers, bachelorette parties, like bachelor parties, all the things. Okay, if it doesn't come with those things, I will cry. And then classes, clubs we do have, however it would be nice to see like a different spin on them, so I totally agree. And then have crushes since teenagers. I think that'd be so cute. I wish there was like just different options when it comes to like crushes and all that. I wish kids could get crushes. There's a mod for that, but I mean, it wouldn't be weird. Like, how many of us had a crush on someone when we were like 10? Come on now. Like, I just think that'd be so adorable. All right, so next one comes from Queen, and they said depth, detail, consequences. I don't care about packs. I just want the base game to be better. I think this is a very important thing to point out, you guys. So many people don't want more packs. They just want the game to be better. And I completely hear you guys. I completely understand you guys. I want the same thing. Of course, there's certain packs that I want. However, I would much prefer to get better babies, fix all the things that are wrong, do a whole revamp on the traits, do a whole revamp on teenagers. Like, oh my goodness, this game is getting old and I love it to pieces, but I have a lot of mods, and that makes it so that it doesn't get boring to me. I can play the game without mods, but I definitely can't play for as long. Do you get what I'm saying? There's fun things, of course, when you have all the packs, it does become more fun, of course. But there's just a lot of things missing that just aren't there. And for those of you guys who only have the base game, there's so many things not there. Like, I just feel like people who just have the base game deserve more, in my opinion. So I just agree. Depth, detail, consequences, yes to all of those. Next thing comes from Grace, and they said better teens, better babies, bunk beds. So we talked about the first two things, and then the last thing, bunk beds. I think those should have came with Discover University, actually. So the only thing I can think of, if they're just holding out, all I can think of is that they're gonna come in a Generations pack if we get it. That's the only other pack that I feel like it would fit, because like also Tiny Living was an opportunity to put bunk beds to save room, and they didn't do it again. So I don't know what's going on there, but I really want bunk beds. So next one comes from Amy, and they said farms, more instruments, and musical theater. So a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us want farms, and we want them even more since that fake leak happened. So I definitely agree with you there. That would be so cool. I want the farming country life. And the next thing, more instruments. So I've been seeing like more things about people wanting bands and more instruments, and I totally understand why. I feel like I never think about it that much, but there needs to be more instruments. This is the thing. Again, I love The Sims 4, but normal life things are missing. Like, why do we not have all the musical instruments? It doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. Like, why do we not have all the instruments? Why do we just have some instruments? It's kind of weird, right? I don't know. Especially this many packs in. I understand if we just have like a couple packs, but we're so many packs in and we're still missing all these instruments, and it's just like really odd. It doesn't add up to me. And then musical theater, that would be so cool. Honestly, I would love to see that. I don't think we're ever going to get it, but it would be cool to see. Next one comes from Simply Vet. I don't know how to say her name. I am so sorry. But you guys can see it on the screen here, and they said better babies, better wood swatches, and more gameplay for every life stage. So again, kind of similar thing as other comments. I feel like a lot of you guys, of course, want the same things. But the better wood swatches, okay, this made me laugh, but I relate to you. Yes, better wood swatches, please and thanks. Are you ever building a house and you're like, well, what the heck is going on with these wood swatches? There is some woods that have good swatches, but others are just like, what and like, yeah, so we definitely need more like added to the base game. More gameplay for every life stage, absolutely, that is so necessary at this point. And the next one comes from Gigi, and this one's actually a long one. So they said, for me, it's improved life stages. I really think that there should be more gameplay aspects for elders and babies. Also, I would love if there were preteens, so when I play with big families, there would be more distinction in age, and preteens are at an important stage in their life that I think would be helpful for storytelling within the game. 100% agree with every single thing. Next thing, cast depth. When it comes to creative sim, I think it's really lacking in having distinct personalities with your sims. We definitely need more traits, more hair colors, more cultural clothing, nail polish, body hair, more skin details, and some sort of like dislike system. The list goes on. Okay, this one is a big one for me. What I hate is the Sims for Create a Sim is my favorite. Like, as far as the way you create your Sims and everything like that, I love creating Sims, but there's so much missing. And I'm just like, why? Like, I want every single thing you mentioned here, and I don't know why it's not there. So I just feel like it just needs a whole revamp. Create a Sim needs a revamp. And then lastly, realistic gameplay. There are certainly not enough important parts of life involved in the game, such as acne, periods, complicated relationships, fertility, health issues, emotions being more impactful, and crushes, just to name a few. Yes. Oh my god, why are these things not in the game? Literally, take a look at that list, you guys, and think about it. How amazing if we just got those things. It would impact our game so much as a whole. Like, literally, it really, really would. Next thing comes from Jessica, and she says, if I had to pick my top 3, I would choose these three topics in order. 1, more generations content. This includes babies since they are an existing life state. 2, more vacation spots, true vacation spots, no livable. 3, fairs and or amusement parks. I've seen a lot of others in the community say they would like to see all of these content features too, so hopefully the sim gurus take note. I don't really mind the theme of the new expansion pack coming out, eco lifestyle, but to be very honest, I wish that more generations content was being added to the game first. You can't rewind time, so it is what it is, but I just wish I wasn't looking forward more to a stuff pack coming out versus an expansion pack. It's a weird feeling. So I completely agree with every single thing you want. More vacation spots, yes, absolutely. And then the fairs and amusement park, you already know my thoughts on that. But I do wish like they came out with the things we need first before eco lifestyle. I think then a lot of the community wouldn't be upset as well. I feel like it could be a great pack if they came out with, you know, better babies first, generations, all like the missing things. I just think they should come out with the things that are missing in the game and then give us content that isn't necessary but can be fun. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that would be the best route to go. So next one comes from Nikki's Corner, and they said tropical getaways in The Sims 4, cars, and water parks. So we talked about cars. We kind of talk about tropical getaways with like resorts. So that's kind of what I'm meaning, like with the hotels and resorts. I just want like a tropical getaway where you can stay in a hotel, stay in a resort, and it's just like so relaxing. So I want that for sure. And then water parks. Yes, I feel like that. I made a video about amusement parks before, and I included water parks. I want it to be where you like go, you know how when you travel to like the jungle in Jungle Adventure, you get brought to the vacation world screen. I want it to be like that. And then there's like multiple ones to pick from, like 4 different amusement parks, and one of them could be a water park. I think that would be so cool. So yeah, that would be amazing. Next one comes from Anna or Anna, I'm not sure which way you say it. They said 3 things that I would want is a pack with snowboarding slash skiing slash sledding pack, maybe with a few new world for a vacation, like with hotels and ski lifts. That is a lot to ask for though. Also like a water park pack with slides and more pool options. And one thing I've always been interested in is airports and airplanes for your Sims to travel on. I don't know why, I just think it would be so cool with like first class moodlets and like going through airport security and various moodlets and the different food you could get. Love your channel and that you did this video. Thank you so much. And I love this comment. You just got my creativity just going. So we did get a little survey about a potential we were asked a bunch of snow related activities like snowboarding, skiing, and all that. So fingers crossed that's actually going to be a future game pack perhaps. When I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, we are totally getting like just a whole like Arctic style game pack. Kind of like, you know, Jungle Adventure and the camping, but like a whole like snow world, which I would actually be way more interested in than the ones we have. So that would be really cool. And then of course we just talked about the water parks, so I totally agree. The last one about the airports and everything, I think would be so cool. Do I think we'll ever get it? No. But I think it would be so much fun too to be able to travel in that sort of way. And I think it would be perfect if we got like a tropical vacation pack to have like the option to go fly on a plane. How cool. cool. All right, next thing comes from Kenneth, and they said more cities, more types of dancing, and a more realistic gameplay. More cities, absolutely. I feel like we definitely need more than just the city living San Myshuno world. I would love that. More types of dancing. I also agree. I'm tired of seeing my Sims do the same dance. I want to see more. And then more realistic pregnancy. Yes, I think if we get better babies, it would also be cool if they update pregnancy. So next up we have from Caroline, and she says bunk beds. That should have came with university. Yup, I said that. I totally agree. I agree they should have. Spiral stairs and prom and graduation for teens. I want all of those things. I'm surprised we don't have them yet. Fingers crossed we get them soon. Again, the prom and graduation for teens would fit in a generations. We're missing so many things that would fit in a generation, so I'm just crossing my fingers that they have this secret generations pack being planned that we have no idea about. So this one comes from Sarah Elizabeth. Go subscribe to her, you guys. She does really cool machinimas. Go give her some love. And she says, I want better babies and amusement park and generations. So we talked about all three of these. I want them all three so badly. And just better babies, better babies. Oh my god. Okay, next one comes from Carrie, and they said werewolves, cars, horses. So I wanted to screenshot this because they mentioned werewolves. So we already talked about cars, we already talked about horses. We want those. A lot of us want them anyway. Werewolves, I feel like they're not talked about very much anymore. And it got me thinking, I wish we just got a supernatural pack. I'm just gonna be real. I know then maybe they couldn't go in detail with every single one of them, but then again, there was supernatural in The Sims 3, and they were done amazingly in my opinion. It didn't feel empty, and we got werewolves and we got fairies, we got vampires. Like, hello, we got witches. They're separating them all, and I feel like I actually used to say that I prefer that, but at this point I feel like I don't prefer that. I feel like in the beginning I'm like, okay, it's nice to have vampires separate because then they're more in depth and everything like that. And I do really love The Sims 4 vampires, even though I never play with them and they're a pain in the butt. Okay, honestly, like though, like vampires are done well. The only reason they annoy me is because I play The Sims 4 for realism, and like I'm playing a life simulation game. I'm not playing The Sims 4 to have supernatural characters, but some people do play for that. That's just personally I do not, which a lot of people agree with that. A lot of people disagree with that. It just kind of depends on your play style. But if you're playing the game just because you want to like live life in a game, then you probably are not interested in supernatural characters like me, or creatures. But they are really fun. Like I will say in The Sims 3, I did have a lot of fun with supernatural, but only for like a few weeks, then I just kind of always leave them alone. So it's not that they're bad, it's just that it's not my typical style of gameplay, and yeah, so I do think it would be better if they were all just in one pack. I'm not gonna lie. Next thing comes from Moss from Neptune. They also said werewolves, so people want werewolves. I saw it multiple times too, not just in these two comments, but of course I'm not gonna screenshot every single one of them. And then farm animals. Yes, I want my cows and my pigs and my chickens. It would be so cute. I want my Sims to live on a farm with farm animals all over the place. And then a new town with an Arctic climate to balance out the season, since we have Oasis Springs and Sulani, which are warm year round. I truly believe we are going to get a game pack with a whole winter vacation spot. I think it's gonna happen. I feel like it's going to. Like, why'd they give us that survey with all the questions about like snow related activities, and we don't have like a really Arctic climate yet, and it seems like that's like a type of world we're missing. So I could see that happening, and I would be a-okay with that, to be honest. That would be a fun time. Next one comes from Jalen, and they said better babies, generations, or just more things that separate the life stages more and not just gameplay focus on young adults. Deeper stories like The Sims 2 and carry more of the lore that was based in the other Sims games. Love you, boo. Keep being awesome. I love you too. Thank you so much. And okay, so we basically talked about all of this, but I wanted to include it because of the last one here. So deeper stories in The Sims 2. I would just love that. I want to see the drama. I want to see the deep stories. I want to see the in-depth Sims. I want to see Sims you go in and you go to their memories and you're like looking through them and you're like, oh my god, this happened, this happened, this happened. It's just so much fun. I want to see that. So I completely agree. I agree with every single one of yours, but of course we just talked about some of the other ones already. Next one comes from Poppy Blake, and they said generations of better babies, family events such as baby showers, elderly bingo, funerals, engagement, prom, farming / zoo animals with better gardening, food, animal care options, more worlds, and townies. We need a better variety of Sims and families with realistic names. So that was a mouthful, but I'm obsessed with all your ideas. So of course, generations, absolutely. And I want everything that you listed. Elderly bingo. Yes, please. Engagement. Like, oh my God. I just like a whole engagement thing, not just like, oh my God, imagine you can plan out a whole engagement. Like, for it to actually be like a little event. How cute. And then farming / zoo animals, absolutely. Like, I want all of this, you guys. I just want all of it. I think all of it just sounds amazing. All right, next one comes from Alex, and they said generations, werewolves, multi-purpose lots like residential / resident. Okay, so we already talked about generations and werewolves, but the reason I have this here is because multi-purpose lots like residential / restaurant. Okay, I have never thought about this. If you don't understand what they mean, I actually saw this like 5 times and I was like, what? Why have I not thought of this? Hello, that's amazing. That's genius. Basically having a lot that has 2 lot types on it. So it can be like a restaurant and residential. Yes, or like a store, or like you can have a cafe and it can also be a restaurant. Like you can set it as both. So it's acting like both, because you can build a lot that has like the cafe and then a restaurant, but it's not gonna like it's just not gonna be right. Like it can work, but it's just, I don't know. I want to actually be able to set both, and I just feel like it'll be more functional. I would love that so much, you guys. All right, so next one is very long. This one comes from Elise, and they said better babies, self-explanatory, generations. And I know we already talked about this, but I had to screenshot this one because of her ideas. So it says kids baking with children, more after-school activities. Baking with children is something I've always wanted in The Sims. Oh my God, how adorable. There's a render that someone made with a grandma baking with the kids, and it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. For teens, teaching your teen how to drive, getting acne, autonomously, teen parties, sneaking out, online school, running away, prom, high school graduation, adults, midlife crisis, online dating, cute wedding traditions, throw flowers to see who will get married next, wedding dress shopping, more realistic divorce, driving to work, the ability for step-parents to adopt their parents' child, events, bachelorette / bachelor parties, funerals, baby showers, engagement parties, elders, knitting, which is coming in a stuff pack, walking sticks, more clothing items, objects, bunk bed strollers, better cribs, other, better school system, for example, letting you communicate with certain people in school, making it easier to form friendships and crushes, memory system, school bus, the ability for your children to stay at their grandparents', auntie, and uncle's house, farming, more animal. Okay, this is their last thing. So that was the generations ideas, which holy guacamole, you are amazing. So number 3 is farming, more animals, cows, goats, pigs, chickens, sheep, horses, better crops, tractors, living off the land. Oh my God, that was a mouthful. Okay, your generations ideas are absolutely everything, guys. Literally take that all in, like pause the video if you want, write these ideas down, tell the gurus. Look at how many things we can have in generations. Why do we not have it? Why do we not have it? I'm sorry, but like, oh my gosh. All right, this one comes from Iron Seagull. Check out Iron Seagull if you have not, you guys. He has a channel. He's amazing. He makes a variety of different Sims videos, Paralyzed videos, everything like that, news videos. They're always super duper informative, so definitely check them out. And he says cars for number 1, number 2, personality update, chemistry, favorites set in cast, long-term desires, born with traits. Okay, love that. Number 3, more family gameplay. I guess improved babies fall under this one. Yes, babies. But more family gameplay in general. Like if we got generations, it would be perfect. But number 2, personality update. I love all of this, and the last one, like born with traits, I want that so badly. I was thinking about that recently. Being born with traits would make so much more sense in my opinion. I think that's definitely needed. Like we need a trait where they're just born with it and it's just them and you can't change it, and that's that. I think that'd be so cool. And then of course cars, your first one. Yes, we need cars. The next one comes from Amanda Stewart, and they said babies, overhaul appearance and gameplay. Yes, I hope we can, like, if we get better babies, I hope they actually have different appearances and don't just all look the same. Next one, relationship types, friends with benefits. Absolutely, I want that so bad. Number 3 is prosthetics, physical / mental disabilities. So I think this would be really cool too. This was suggested a few times, and I do think it's definitely needed. They actually mentioned prosthetics in a recent survey, so that could be coming. Next thing, the loneliest girl in the galaxy. I really badly want malls. We talked about this, and it seems like multiple people want it, so hopefully one day that could be a thing, but I'm not sure about that. Better social interactions, like proper reactions to cheating and pregnancy. Not always excited. Absolutely Absolutely. Why are they always excited when they're reacting to pregnancy? I want different reactions. I would love that so much. And then lastly, amusement parks or hotels. I would choose road trips if I thought that would work, but I don't know how it would. Road trips would be everything. I don't think that would work either, but how cool, you guys. We can just imagine. We can just imagine. This one comes from Zara, and they said deeper gameplay for all ages. Malls and shopping cars, more places to travel, just more realism. Yes, yes, yes. I agree with all of these things. I would love all of that. Just like more realism in general. Like we definitely just need more realism. And that was actually the last one, you guys. So I feel like that was super long. Could have been longer. Like I said, I tried to do this twice and I was like, oh my God, it's going to be like over an hour to like 2 hours. So I definitely shortened it down as much as I could. I mean, I could definitely do it shorter, but I feel like with the amount of comments, I had to include a lot of your guys' comments. You know, I wanted to just talk about as many as I could, and I need to do another video because there is just a whole other topic that I need to talk about, just from information I've gathered from the video reading your guys' comments. So comment down below what you think and what you think about all the things people want that we do not have, why you think we don't have these things, if you think we're going to get these things, and just have a discussion below with everyone. And yeah, so I am going to wrap this up here, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are all having an amazing day, and don't forget to leave some positivity down below. I love you guys all so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much.